Yeah, of course, my name is John Kainesi from Sierra Leone. Briefly, there this morning for talk about coronavirus outbreak in Sierra Leone. Of course, currently we get cumulative cases of confirmed cases of 1,992 confirmed cases, and then we have 1,550 recovered cases, and then currently we have 69 deaths. Of course, Sierra Leone don't go through a lot of difficulties right now in this situation. Being that we don't really say there is no cure to this coronavirus, and of course, people them waiting out there, other countries will Sierra Leone don't they rely on for support, don't get this outbreak, and a lot of them don't they die in outside country of Sierra Leone. So like a lot of we been on nervous and we been scared to this kind of situation. We've been afraid this kind of coronavirus business because being that America, other countries, Japan, China, and other countries, they're not able to get a cure to this sickness yet. They're not able to get a cure to this coronavirus outbreak yet. So it really terrible. That make we afraid. That make we very nervous because of the kind of situation there. Because of the kind of reports there, would get say there is no cure. And of course, Sierra Leone will just be on past civil war. After civil war, we get what we call they call Ebola. Ebola be not can destroy we a lot of people be not dying in the country. So of course, the economic we don't go very bad in a very bad shape. So of course, that will not make a lot of things on poor in Sierra Leone. So like I not feel say it don't complete 3 to 4 years, or you don't complete to 3 years, I can say, where coronavirus be done our country. And then waiting at the next thing we hear about this is very bad, we hear about COVID-19. So like really pathetic. The first day when March 30, 2020, where Sierra Leone record in first case of coronavirus now, yeah, it been really terrible for we. Of course, I will briefly tell you now, waiting na certain situation of the people in the country, and then some updates that they want me forgive with me people them where they get kind-hearted, we really want for support Sierra Leone, and we also go get sympathy for we in the country. Of course, recently I just do a brief survey of this situation right now in our country. Now 4 villages, we na them village na Bo district today. Of course, Bo district now one of the district we get the highest cases of active coronavirus. So like this is really terrible. And then I do this survey for 4 villages when Molende, Baima, Bandi, and Dulu. So I get to find out a lot of things where like they go on wrong with people, a lot of constraints and the way they go on wrong with people. So of course I been do this, and then I believe say I need to give this feedback to anybody in the world, and especially Yamato team na Japan. So like Japan Yamato team, so these people they are really rely on una, they really need una support. Of course, them 4 villages there really need una support in this kind of situation right now. Currently, as Aswebode as one of the highest active cases district. So like them village they not consider them at all yet in kind of support. The government don't consider nobody yet as kind of support. Of course, this another just say I'm not something where I go do research, I ask questions, I ask people how they feel about the coronavirus situation around them, and they therefore give me a feedback say they really feel nervous, then they afraid, they're really scared of this coronavirus because based on then our villages and then certain things and the way them they do try the way we will make them get them survive their daily bread. A lot of restriction don't come now. A lot of restriction don't come. So based on that, a lot of things don't spoil. So currently then they go astray. A lot of them then they suffer now. Baima na Olen, Baima, Molende, Dudu, and Bandi. Now this both district here. So of course I be asked them and say since this coronavirus outbreak come inside Sierra Leone don't start na Sierra Leone. None of these villages now ever get support from any government or from anybody in terms of food or in terms of IPC material. IPC is infection preventive control materials. That is what we mean by IPC material. So like I've been go down there, I've been doing a pre-interview of few people in the villages. A lot of them began for respond in such a way that we really not go down well with me. We really not a pain at my heart. Of course, the government on the try, but the government not go able to do them alone, and of course not to all side the government go able help, not to all man government will help based on the economic situation of the country right now. Yes, I know they talk this for sabotage the government, but now from the people they tell me say they not ever get support from any government or from anybody in terms of IPC material, and also they tell me say they not ever get any support related to food in IPC material. So even the villagers also they aware say people that they strain at quarantine centers based on food availability. So like food not day na quarantine center. So even I get for go further ask the people them wetin are the current needs, wetin they advocate for me una Yamato people go able help them with, or from anybody that the entire country go able help them with, or anybody from Japan go able help them with. They get for response currently if una help them with IPC material is fine, but their current needs right now, wetin they need, the pressing need where they get right now na food, because trade restriction not be there at all. They be able go outside and hustle, get food for themselves and their family. But like where restriction don't kind of certain movement and not there, they don't close markets and a lot of situation be not go wrong. So like based on this, they're not able to do them daily activity where they not they do trade, and a lot of stuff don't go up right now. Prices don't go up, but putting in the way they're not going able to afford right now. So then they plead with Una Yamato guys, then they plead with the entire world, then they plead with Japanese people, then they plead with a lot of people. So people then they count on countries outside Sierra Leone for me una able help this country, and me una able help them as a villagers, because they really they suffer in their village. And if anybody come out for help, seriously, we go really appreciate una, and it will mean a lot for we in Sierra Leone, and it will mean a lot for this country, because right now this situation I don't make a lot of negative things that happen at the country. You see, because of school be don't close, a lot of girl picking them don't get belly, they don't become very pregnant because they know they go school, and then they know they put them in certain situation where really they see picking and they sell, then they tote and stuff you go school, because when not they for go school don't close because the government know American coronavirus spread. So based on this, you see even when I check na the village and they see picking and they without protective materials. And the CB people are also without IPC material. Of course, I will share the videos and the pictures with all man will get interest in how the situation they like in that village there. So we're not going to see how really people in the suffer. If you see a lot of people cluster one side, none of them not get even marks in nose. So like at the end of the day, if we find out the coronavirus drop inside this kind of situation, inside that kind of village, it will almost kill everybody. So like they're really scared, they're really nervous in this situation because they're not able to get no help it from the government. So they're not able to get no help rate from anybody. Then they're not able to get no help rate from any organization. So then they plead with Tuna from Japan, and they plead with Tuna from any other country in the world. Then they plead for me una come to the aid na that village day. Then they plead for me una come to the aid na this Bo district here. Because currently the entire Bo district they're up to 15 chiefdom, and this chiefdom, each chiefdom get past 25 villages. So you see, so and entire Bo district they only get one treatment center, and where this treatment center not get enough materials, you not get enough beds, you not get in the place not really nice. Of course, the place not that up standard, and people really they suffer, they really strain. If you visit quarantine centers